Welcome back to Sportsbook Review. College football analyst Joe Gavassi joins us now to reveal his big dog bite down of the week, where he fades a big favorite on the lines here each week. Welcome back, Joe. You took Washington State last week to cover a 19-point spread against California. That cashed for us. You also cashed in your pick in week 4 with Ball State. And now we're looking at the Navy facing off with Notre Dame this weekend. Navy's a 14-point underdog in this spot. They're on the road in this game as well. But, Joe, I've got to agree with you here. The Navy is looking very, very great. They haven't looked this good, I think, in the past 8 years or so. They're 4-0 against the spread so far this season. How are you seeing this game playing out?
Well, I agree with you, Megan. For longtime Navy followers such as yourself, this is certainly one of the best Naval Academy teams, at least under the auspices of head coach Niumatalolo. Main reason is a senior quarterback at the controls, and Reynolds is just a fantastic athlete. Ran the ball a number of times last week in the win over Air Force and was the key driving force in that Navy offense once again. A quick look at the stats from last week, a bit misleading, however, for Navy, so don't get too excited. It was a 33-11 win over Air Force, but it was mostly keyed by Air Force turnovers. Also, Notre Dame's loss to Clemson could have turned out far more differently if Notre Dame hadn't given away the ball so many times to Clemson as well, much of it in inclement weather. Nonetheless, we have the Navy-Notre Dame matchup annually, and the Navy's covered 4 of the last 6, each of the last 2. And of course, the long-term technical trends far agree with this factor that Notre Dame is a double-digit favorite. You don't want any part of them at home. And Navy outstanding as a road dog the last decade at 24-9 against the spread. What I like most about this game is, despite the fact that Navy is 4-0 against the spread, covering by over 40 points in those victories, I believe I'm still getting a touchdown more of value than where I would have gotten opening week. This is a big dog bite down. Navy comes in underneath this number for sure. Maybe wins the game outright.
All right, yeah, let's talk about that, Joe, because the value for the Navy on the money line right now is at plus 454. All right, so that's huge value there. Could you say that the Navy could win this thing outright? You'd put an official pick on that.
Navy can absolutely win this game outright. They're catching Notre Dame in a bad spot, just facing Clemson. Real tough loss there. And of course, looking forward to embarrassing loss to USC in next week on this very field. So this is a flat spot for Notre Dame against a Notre Dame team they annually beat, but seldom blow out. They could be surprised by the triple option here, especially with Reynolds running it as well as anybody we've seen in a long time. And don't forget fullback Swain. He's a load to bring down.
College football analyst Joe Gavassi, thanks again for joining us and for the great insight.